There you go.
All right. We are now out of the executive session. Our attorney has got, for KWWA has a statement that he's to read. Go ahead, Jacob.
Oh, I see.
That we would convene and adjourn approximately 6:55 p.m. tonight. No other actions were made in the executive session, and in my opinion, there's counsel for the authority. The executive for the purpose of, and in fact, it include only discussions of attorney-client privilege communications. And as such, no recording of that executive session will be required, and as such, no recording was made.
Okay. Jacob, will you be joining us by Zoom?
So I'm having the same, I'm having the same issue again. I'm clicking the link to provide these, and that's on the agenda for the general session, and every time I try to do that, it says this meeting is for authorized participants only. Signing using an email address that is authorized to join this meeting. I had signed into my current email address. I'm not sure if perhaps the links for the executive session in the general section got crossed. Because I clicked the executive session link, it throws me into the waiting room for that meeting, stating that the host has another meeting in progress. So I think there may be an error that was made. I'm not ascribing fault to anybody, not blaming anybody. In setting up the general section link that is prohibited from joining, unfortunately.
And his
At least by here.
phone is 6393, right?
Hang on just a minute. I'm gonna let you talk to Sasha here. Oops.
Okay. Let's see if I can. Okay, so let's see if I can. Where you going there? Okay, so I wonder if there's a way to invite you. Yeah, because last time at least, oh, here we go. Invite, okay, do you have a Gmail? Or a?
Yeah, my firm email address.
Is
I
it,
can pull it out for you.
okay,
He's not the only one trying to get on.
Yeah, there's quite a few people on our end too.
It is KHOLLARS
oh,
Spencer SPENBER FANE.com.
okay. Oh, really? You're gonna do that?
I have people texting me that they can't get into the general session either.
I don't know why, because it should work. Because that's what's open.
It says there's still another meeting going on.
Yeah, and it's not because the meeting's not running, it's for some reason the security settings on it, I think maybe have an error on them or something, so it's not allowing unauthorized participants.
That's weird. Okay, well now it's being all weird too. Where are you? I have made it upset. Okay, wait, okay, so here's Robert Kirch, who made it. Okay, so maybe people are slowly starting to make it in here. Maybe. All right, let me go back to that main page and see what's going on. Okay, so. What does that mean? Let's see. Okay, so. And do you have the meeting ID and the passcode and everything?
He just got a.
Yeah, the meeting ID.
He just got a
there
message.
you go, 979
Okay,
5764
I just sent it 2 more
5937.
times.
okay, Kim said she just sent you she just emailed you a link or whatever to it.
Yeah, and I'm clicking the link and I'm getting the same error message. I think you need to go into the meeting settings and change some sort of security setting in there perhaps.
He's the only one having that problem.
No,
No, there's
Are there
several.
other people? Okay,
Yeah.
so
I can't
Kayla
get in.
sent me a message. She's trying to get into a personal meeting room. This is not a personal meeting room. It's a whole meeting.
Is the original meeting closed down? Cause that might keep you from coming in.
No, she went back into that original one.
Yeah, cause here's Ruth. Yeah, cause I closed it
So
down and I
Ruth got back in there
reopened it.
using the same
Ruth
one.
got back in.
Mr. Kirch got back in there.
Mr. Kirch got back in. So,
Who's 909?
I don't know.
That would be my,
Okay, so
Yeah, okay,
Andy got back in there.
yeah. So,
And you can send the invitation link, and directly through the Zoom app.
I didn't hear what you said.
oh, he said, did you send the link through the Zoom app? Zoom,
You
cause
can't,
you reset.
you can't hear it all. I mean, I can hear you guys, I just can't hear whomever's on.
He's on a phone, Ruth.
Oh, he's on a cell phone, Ruth.
I copied the invitation from the meeting on Zoom and sent him the entire invitation again.
Yeah, I don't know why it's,
Earlier, he was getting in there with his phone number.
yeah,
Yeah, it allows the cell number, but it doesn't allow my laptop for some reason.
Okay.
It does allow my laptop into the executive session meeting.
that's weird.
No, they're not.
Okay, well, do you wanna join with your cell?
Sure, I'll do that. Give me one moment.
Okay,
That information is in the email as well.
okay. Who's asked that back now, please?
You can get the phone number to dial into if you're coming by phone.
See,
Go up. So actually, go copy invitation.
where are
The
you?
bottom.
Oh, here, got it. Okay,
Go down. Pick one of those US numbers, 719, go up.
oh, there we go. This one,
719-359-4580. And then go back up a little bit.
okay,
You're gonna need that meeting ID and that passcode. If they're wanting in this meeting, do they want in this meeting?
Yeah, meeting ID is what?
Nice, go ahead, Sasha.
oh, it's 979-5764. 5937.
Okay,
And the passcode is 435405. Oh, there's a couple more. Okay, there he is too. So he's joining, there he is. Okay, he's in there now.
All right, I can hear you all.
Okay, yay.
All right. Let's go to consent items. Approval of the minutes for the July 9th, 2024 monthly meeting. Is there any?
I have a couple of additions or changes. In the second paragraph where it talks about, all the people are present, it says Scott Goodstein, KWWA attorney, and it should say by Zoom. It wasn't in person.
I believe also, I was late getting here, but I also noticed that Ruth was on Zoom. Or, anything else?
No, that's all I found.
Okay. I can fix that.
Okay,
It's easy.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes with those two changes.
I make that motion to approve the minutes amended with the changes requested.
Do I have a second?
One second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
I,
All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. That's a sausage.
This,
All right.
we amended it, when you this up, so this is where it's need to go.
Yes. Let's go ahead. We are going to jump to new business. And we are now going to start with the executive session discussion. Motion. In other words, or what do you want to do? We were in the executive session, we talked about all this. Do we have any discussion that you want to talk about in the general session?
I think I'm just speaking out loud by all of us. We talked about it in the board with the approval, with the town's offer
Mhm.
for Mr. Kraft to step down with this right here, with these stipulations. And all the stipulations that are involved in this approval. I make a motion or a recommendation that we go with this procedure with the stipulation that the town they must follow through with their recommendations. of what was in
So
it.
you would like it to, the town would need to approve it just as it is right now.
Right, yes.
If there's any differences or any alterations, then our vote is not valid.
Yeah, like what we have here in front of us.
Are you making that a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion?
Roll call.
Okay. At this time, I'd like a roll call vote. Do you have everything that you need as far as what the motion is?
Yes, the
Can you
motion,
read that back, please.
the motion is that you recommend to approve Mr. Kraft stepping down with the stipulation that the town approves the offer in front of you as it is with no changes. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Director Brown?
Yes,
Okay. Vice President Parker?
Yes.
Okay. Director Wager?
Yes.
Director Kraft?
Abstain.
And President,
I'm gonna have to say yes.
okay, so 4 yeas, 1 abstention. Motion passes.
All right. Let us go back to public comment.
Was there anybody?
Parent is Halish,
Okay.
and if I'm accurate, no, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, a couple of our people were in the waiting room, but
Oh.
were you able to let them in?
Yes, I think everybody who was
They're
there.
only on there by phone number. Can you let her know who they are, please, for the record?
Angie from Maverick.
Is she the 720 ending in 6393?
She is.
No, 6393 is the attorney.
Okay, then
8078 is Matt.
Angie Stearns with Maverick.
Yeah, she's in now.
Yes.
Yes, she's in there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And if a phone number ending in 2317 tries to join, please admit that number. That is my partner, Lisa Mayers, who's going to join to discuss one of the new business items about retaining my firm and her for general counsel.
Got it. Okay. Got it. All right. I don't have did you say it was out there? I signed up out there.
They took it out inside.
No, I took the town. He grabbed the town. Okay. All right, let me get my timer ready to go here. All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Debbie Alum, 228 Comanche Street. KWWA Board, I'm addressing you as this board has operated for many years with only minor conflicts with the town. The money being spent by the town and KWWA in legal fees is a pissing match. There are no winners except the attorneys. It is laughable that Mr. Kraft was sworn in by the same board that says he has no right to be on the board. I am writing to let you know there is no record of the town of Kiowa filing the 2025 eligibility survey for funding that was due on June 30th on behalf of KWWA. As a citizen and taxpayer of Kiowa, not as a previous board member, I verified with Eric Worker at CDPHE that the water and wastewater survey had not been done and that Kimberly Boyd is the contact listed and responsible party. Yes, he will confirm that. I did indeed say that is who I was, and that should be corrected as soon as possible. The current town administration was involved in previous discussions with sewer options with the previous facilities manager, Bobby Chevaria. This was during the time that the fairgrounds and campground updates and installations were being done. Discussions were held included the similarity to the trailer park that pays a monthly minimum per site for water and sewer. Tasha Chevaria was the town clerk at the time, so Sasha would not have known. The board discussed concerns about the county allowing people to dump their RV tanks when traveling through or returning from a trip. Bobby confirmed that the county was not interested in spending that kind of money on taps and a monthly fee per space. The email attached was sent out after we confirmed that the county has a tank and charges citizens to dump there. Why would KWWA take on this without charging tap fees and monthly fees just like the trailer park? If the county wants to run a campground with amenities, then it should pay just like everyone else. I also want it to be brought to you guys' attention, the audit should have been completed in a timely manner and approved by the board prior to its submission. Ronnie Farmer has always come before this board and previously met, whether it was on Zoom or in person, with any concerns prior to the acceptance of the audit. The KWWA audit and Board of Trustees audit were both submitted without this board's, any board's approval. Lastly, I want to ask Laurel, because I do value that you go through the legal fees, but I noticed that you never questioned why KWWA was paying White Bear to confer with the town attorney, Mr. Pop, since those involved the operating agreement, well agreement, and water rights in regards to the de-annexation. Why did KWWA pay for those instead of the town of Kiowa? That was their legal fight, not KWWA's, and I do believe that KWWA should ask for reimbursement.
I have a copy of that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, is there anybody who didn't sign up for the water, including those online? Nope, okay. Good.
We have nobody else?
Nope.
All right,
No one else on here?
all right. We will go to financial report for year-to-date profit and loss.
I didn't see that in my packet.
It should be. Should look like, should have been right.
That's right. Right.
Yeah, it's pretty sure I put them in everybody's, but
Does anybody have any questions, any concerns?
Your balance sheets at the back of the truth.
Yeah.
I don't.
All right, I would entertain a motion to approve the year-to-date profit and loss report.
Make a motion to approve the year-to-date profit and loss report.
Can I have a second, please?
Also,
All those in favor? Is there any more discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, legal counsel invoicing for July 2024. Director Brown?
Okay, again, I'm looking at the invoices from our attorneys. And, Spencer Payne, who's been our litigating attorney on these different lawsuits that have been going on. I can understand litigation is expensive and it's not forever. It's just while we need them to do that, whether it's a month or two or whatever it is. So I'm not as concerned about that one as it, but I'm just saying there was a lot of, interaction, and again, with Tim Kraft's attorneys, and I don't know if that was legitimate or not per se, just, after our discussion, saying that, you know, you didn't really talk to them, your attorneys talked to our, Spencer Fane, is that correct?
I think you're welcome to ask Spencer Finn about their invoices. I don't have much knowledge.
Oh, okay, you don't know what's on them, you haven't seen a copy of them?
No,
It's in the
no.
packet.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm just saying that it doesn't seem terribly bad with Spencer Fane, $7,271 for 1 month. But I am concerned about the last invoice or the July invoice from White Bear again, because it just seems that that one was $4,145.64, just for 1 month. And again, our question is, every time we've ever asked Scott Goodstein a question during a meeting or anything, and he doesn't seem to be able to answer, he just gives us an excuse that says, well, I have to meet with council, my colleagues, and find out an answer, and then they'll get back to us, and then he bills us for that. Plus, we're paying for him to be in those Zoom meetings. Now, I know that's kind of might be a mute point now with them, but I was going through the invoice again, and I noticed everything was Scott. Out of $4,145.64, Scott Goodstein billed $2,437 out of that. That was 58% of that whole invoice, and that wasn't including different administrative costs and things. That was just straight billed time. So I think that's kind of unusual that he bills that much, and yet we're not getting any answers. And we didn't get any answers at meetings when he prepared for the meetings and was in the meetings. And there's some specific dates and times where it just was staggering. It was over $800 that he was spending on one day preparing for the last meeting, and when we asked him questions, we couldn't get an answer out of him. So I'm just bringing up different things again. It's what's been going on with White Bear and invoicing. Again, it's an awful lot of money.
I was gonna bring that to your attention because I would like to contest some of the charges that were on here, because he did charge $864 for over 3.5 hours of preparation for that meeting. Just to say, I don't know, to literally every question that was asked to him by your board, and then turned around and charged another $240 to communicate with the other partners in the firm to ask the answers and communicate them back to you. So, I mean, I take issue with that. I mean, that's a lot of money, to not know anything sitting through that meeting, and then to turn around and charge you to figure out the answer to all your questions. And then I do have one other that I'd like to contest, and I don't know if this is on your list. It would seem that, on the same day that Diane Miller submitted a core request on July 22nd, she and George conversed about that core request before it was put in. You know, George was your attorney on record. All he had to do was ask me for a recording of your meeting, and that would have been for free. Instead, he charged you $85 to have a discussion with her about her core request she's about to put in for the water board. I would like to contest that charge as well. But that's up to your board. I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Thank you. I did too. I noted that, and I forgot to mention it. There's a whole bunch of the invoices bleeding again with my red notes, so anyway, I just think that that's, again, I don't know if we'll get anywhere with it, you know, because I've contested before, but never got any answers from either George Rowley or Scott. Scott always gives us the same excuse. He never answers the question. He gives an excuse. I gotta confirm with my colleagues. And then we don't get an answer necessarily, but we get the bill. We get the bills.
It's almost a double-edged sword. If you talk to them, they're gonna charge you.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah, they're definitely charging us to review or to answer questions, which they do. It's not right.
So I can understand your frustrations,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to approach them without it being built.
I don't either.
For contesting it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
What
I mean,
you do,
we're-
you're gonna be charged. You pick
Well,
up that phone.
At this point, they're no longer your attorney of record,
Exactly.
Yeah.
so they can't charge you anymore, but they do need to answer to their last billing.
Well,
So that's an option.
I talked to George today, so I'm sure there's going to be a bill for that. So,
Yeah,
Actually, today, as of yesterday,
Yesterday.
it's being your, for your record, so he should not be charging you for a conversation he had with you today. I'll watch.
Don't
we'll
be
watch that,
surprised.
yeah, when we see
I
that.
won't be
No,
surprised, that's for sure, but if it happens, I'll call you and we'll have a
Sure.
conversation about it.
Yeah,
all right, that's,
I sympathize, but also know,
well, I think it's important to look at this stuff. And understand that what they were doing is just an open-ended invoice that we had no control over. And that's been away for months.
yeah, I don't have an answer. I don't have a educated answer for you.
Well,
I learned from Debbie that you better make sure that you're gonna talk to them, you better make it to the point. Make it short and sweet, whether it was phone call, an email.
well,
Even a text.
even when I emailed them that time, they turned right around and charged us, and we
Absolutely.
didn't get any answers, of course. So, okay,
Anything else?
no, I think that's it.
Let's go on with Paul.
Well, my name is Paul Grant, and I operate the water and wastewater system here in Kiowa. One of the issues we're having is the Farmers Bank continues to call about, backups in their sewer. And we videoed the line a couple of times and not found anything. They videoed the line when I've been there and still not found anything wrong with the wastewater mains that the Kiowa Water and Wastewater Authority owns.
Yeah.
So we did have a proposal made up to not only, there is a slight belly by their service line, but it's not affecting their flow at all. But this proposal would fix that belly. It would also verify that the service line that they replaced a little over a year ago now, to make sure that it is sloped correctly, so that it does flow towards the sewer main. And then it would also videotape everything once it was done to verify that everything is working correctly. That cost is $5,329. I think it would be beneficial for the board to approve this, to get this done, and that way they can't come back and continue to say that it's the board's fault.
I got an email from her and it's a short story. I just don't have the time to go through all of it. A very nice lady.
Yes,
I think, we should try to work with her as best as we can. It would behoove us to,
and I've gone out there every time that they've called, except for the last time. I was all the way in Morrison and couldn't make it out here. And I've come out to help look at and stuff and do what I can to help fix it.
Okay.
But at this point, I just don't see anything wrong with the main itself that would be causing this issue.
Sure. I did ask you if it was to be a bill for KWWA or for the town,
Yes,
and I asked you to have them change that to KWWA.
it was changed, I believe,
Yeah,
Okay,
yours should say.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, any of you guys have a question? Any thoughts?
Well, if they don't figure out what's wrong and
Absolutely.
prove that our lines are clean,
Right.
it's been going on quite a while.
So it's a problem on our part.
no, not yet. It hasn't been proven to be on the water board's portion at all. They supposedly had a video from the last time it happened. I still have not seen it. So I don't know of any issues with the sewer main itself, other than that one belly. But it doesn't seem to be blocking or causing any issues, but this would fix that belly just to make sure.
Debbie, did you have something to add?
Wasn't there a problem up by Comanche Vet?
So the only problem with the Comanche bed is they have a clean out that has roots in it, but it's not in the main at all, and that's at the very end of the main.
So it's not stopping, so I guess, how many bids did you guys get for the,
So we got one bid so far for this.
yeah?
We can get some more.
But why don't you look into that? Paul?
Okay.
We'll,
So if it's not our fault,
The only thing
then
that,
fall back onto them as the owner of the building.
right.
I would just like to point out, you're already 542% budget for repairs and maintenance on sewer.
what was that figure again?
you're budgeted $10,000 and you're at $54,184
We're way over budget.
for over budget on sewer. Water, you're only at 75%, but sewer, you're over. But, you know,
I think Andrea would be willing if you guys would go to her, get 3 beds and you went to her, she would probably be willing to split it. I can't say that for her, but she's been very willing to try and resolve that.
I know. She talked to
Just
me for quite a
frustrating.
while. I'll come back with us or email us
2 more bids. Yeah.
2 more bids.
Okay.
And we'll try to, if nothing else, we'll do a phone call, decision.
Yeah.
All right, we still got you up here. What else would you like to enlighten us with?
Well, the water system doing good. We did have with all these storms, we had an outage, an emergency call. We had to come in and reset the wells and the high service pump because the tank was getting low. So we got that taken care of on Friday night. And that seemed to fix it. So the dollar called us out and prevent anything. At the sewer plant, we do have some issues that, we have a waste pump in SBR number 1 that needs to be replaced. I'll have to get you some bids for that. And then SBR number 1, the other one, we need to, there's an air leak, so I have to drain it and get in there and see what the air leak is and fix that. But that should be, shouldn't be too big of an expense, I don't think.
I was wondering about that, if you were gonna have to drain that to get to that seal.
We are, but we're not gonna have to clean it out like we did the last time. That was the big expense for that.
I'm sure. But I don't know if you wanna answer the next question or if Kim does as far as the fire hydrant down by the trees.
So-
So we resolved that.
So we did, so the locks that we have, and the pretty much the best lock we can find for the fire hydrants, they do loosen that over time. So we did have to go down there and retighten the set screws to get it to stay on. And then Kim has already handled asking them to use a meter instead of
Yeah,
the
they have
honor
our
system
meter.
because they were just sitting there overflowing their truck all
Yeah.
over the place.
Yeah, they have our meter now.
Yeah.
So for the most part, that's been resolved.
it's rectified.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Fixed.
You're welcome.
So, is there anything else that you can think of, all that we need to?
I do not have anything else at the moment.
All righty. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Sasha, I guess you.
Yeah, you're on to me. Okay. So, as far as the monthly reports, you can see the gallons that were pumped, that were sold, lost, with the bulk water, because we sold not quite 100,000 gallons, 98,000 gallons, so the loss was 21%. And if you go to my little chart there, in 2022, the loss was 26% in the same month. Last year was 14%. I don't know if partly I don't know exactly how that works with heat. Does it evaporate if it gets hot?
I don't know that much water would
evaporate. Anyway, that's where we are, as far as that goes. I did send out a couple, I sent out 7 warning letters. And I was about to send out a shut off letter to a lady and she paid her $900 this week.
Wow.
So she went online and paid it. So I was pretty excited about that. So I didn't have to send off a shut off notice to her. The other thing you need to know is that September 16th through 20th, we are going to be doing the hydrant flushing. And so we got signs made up because people, I've already tagged it to be on the next bill, so people will know it's gonna be on their bill. And then we're gonna put signs on the hydrants, these blue signs, we just got them today. And it'll tell them what date their hydrant will be flushed. That way, people are like, I didn't know my hydrant was being flushed.
Right, they're gonna wonder why the water's going down.
Right, yes, so we did both, so I have it on the next bill already, I have it ready, the note to go, and then we got these signs, like I said, we just got them in today, so we'll be posting them on the on the hydrants, and we worked with Paul, so September 16th through 20th, that's when we'll be flushing hydrants.
Okay.
So, if you also want to help pass the word, that's when we will be, doing hydrant flushes.
Were we going to put signs out too besides the hydrants? In
Those
the-
are going right in front of.
They're going right in front
Oh,
of
right in
each.
front.
Because there's like over 100 of them, I think Paul, or did you say there's right at 100 or something?
Yeah.
roughly 100.
Okay.
He's doing them in segments.
Like 30 at a time or something. So we will stake 30 of them at a time, bright blue sign right in front of the hydrant, and then when he gets ready, we'll move.
And
to the
change
next-
that, we'll get a sticker with
Yeah.
a different date.
Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
but you
So-
said you've already put them out in the
No, not
bills
yet.
too.
Well, it's going out.
Yes.
Yeah, so that,
Yes.
that's another good way. to-
Yes, I have a note on the bill that says we will be flushing hydrants September 16th through 20th. So I already have a note ready to go on the bills, so they'll see that. So hopefully that
I
will
think you,
allay some concerns
Yes.
or help people out with the hydrants.
yes,
So,
I think so too. You
but,
did a
and
good
we
job.
needed to get them flushed, so, we kind of worked on that together to get that done. So,
Good.
that's where we are for that.
Thank you for being proactive about it.
And we just thought if there was any way to like calm people down and, because I imagine if I had water coming up, I'd be like, why is there water
What's the
coming up?
matter?
Right, so this way, hopefully we can help people out
Mm.
and get ahead of it.
Thank you.
That's our hope. So. Anyway, that's all I have.
Okay, Kim, I guess you're up next, please.
Your update, I called Jeff Nelson at Right Water to get an update on the budget needs assessment, because I haven't heard anything since the last meeting. We did exchange some emails back and forth with CDPHE and Right Water as far as that new cost estimate, where that puts you. And we're good there, according to CDPHE. He did advise he'll have updates for you with those revisions that you requested by the end of this week. His question to you is, do you want to review those again before they start uploading those?
I think it would be wise.
Okay, I'll let him know that. And that's all I had on that.
Anything else?
No, sir, not right now.
Okay. Let's go to old business. We have fairground tax.
Yeah, so I ran, because they do have water. We were talking about sewer and Gary's here to talk about that. So I ran their audit for how much water they were using a month, just the water tap. And so you have that in your packet, so you can see about what they're doing each month. This goes, and it only goes back a year from
Right.
today. So last August, they were at like 60,000 gallons, and then it dropped over the winter. And then it started gearing up. February, there was quite a bit.
Was that just the fairgrounds?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, just the fairgrounds. Yep.
Okay.
So, and then in July, they used, right for this 22,000. So, that's what I have, but, Gary's actually here to speak to, the sewer.
Did you happen to have a chance to figure out what we were charging them?
As far as these guys,
Yes.
they are getting charged, I believe, the government rate.
And what is that per month? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, no, I could go back and look though.
Okay, please.
Yep, I will make a note and let you know that tomorrow.
I guess you're up. You'd,
I kind of inherited this,
okay.
so I'm kind of,
Would you, introduce yourself?
I'm Gary Warwick, I'm the facilities manager for Elbert County for the last, I don't know, 6 months, so. Like I said, I've been talking with Stacy about it, I've been talking with Paul about it, and I'm trying to figure out what, Stacy doesn't want to use the vault anymore. She either wants to hook it up to the public sewer or put a leaching field in. She doesn't want the vault anymore. Over at Casey Jones Park, she made them get rid of their vault, they're on a leaching field. So I'm here to figure out, what do I need to do? Do I hook up to you guys and pay a sewer tap, or do I pay $20,000 and put a leaching field in? So I'm kind of up to your guys' mercy, what do you want me to do? And we've sent out a lot of information to Paul, right?
Right.
All the flows and everything, and what we've done.
Correct.
And we've sent it to the city, so again, I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss.
Yeah. To to ask whatever staff we have employed to monitor how many of your taps are being used per month would be ridiculous. So we've got to simplify this. If you decide to put in sewer systems, we don't know how many sewer systems you're gonna put in next to your water taps. So then do we start charging you per tap?
Far as per tap, what are you saying per tap?
I don't
Per
know,
trailer?
what is, there again, what would be the dollar amount that we're charging the county per hookup?
Right, well, so right now, they only have the one water tap.
They have 2 meters
2 meters?
Yep.
Okay,
One of
for the
them
entire fairground,
for the entire
Yeah.
fair.
not for
Technically-
each individual stone.
yeah, they don't have them for each individual spot.
Yeah,
So the question would be is if you want them to put in
well, that would be up to him,
one per
per water
spot,
tap.
Yes,
Yep.
like
or,
the trailer park.
yeah, or if you wanna leave it like it is and then put, you know, 2 sewers in to match the 2 waters.
I would imagine if you went to the county commissioners with that, you'd lose your job. That'd cost you a lot of money.
You know what? It's just bare money to me. I already collect two pensions, so I'm good.
All right.
I'm there to get stuff done that hasn't been done in the last 10 years.
Okay. But I don't think that we can add, you know, to quote USDA, we're not to give away our assets.
So you're basically saying you don't want me to tie into your city sewer.
No, didn't say that at all.
What
I'm
are you
just telling
saying?
you what it's good. Probably, that's gonna be up to the rest of them, but I'm cautioning you that if you decide that you're gonna start putting sewers with every water tap, we have to charge that as a family unit.
But that's not what you're suggesting. You just want one sewer tap, don't
You
you?
just want one sewer tap.
What I wanna do, if I already got a vault. If I put another tank beside it, that way I collect solids, then the liquids go here, I can go out to a leach field. But if I just leave the vault there, tie into your city sewer out of the HHS building, it, on a 3-inch tap, just, you'll, to me, you're gonna be processing the water from the trailer park.
Are you inside the city limits?
Yes,
Why do you have a leach field?
I don't,
He doesn't yet.
I don't yet.
You can't have one. If you're inside the city limits, you can't have a.
That North 40 property where I put the leach field is not in the city limits,
So why are you coming to us then?
cause I was asked to be here.
What do you think, Brett?
So you're asking to tie in one sewer? tank.
Yes,
That's what you're asking.
yes.
How many people are there monthly? I guess, how many
Maybe.
residents? Do we have full-time residents there?
No, we got one full-time resident who works for the oil company. Right now, we got 4 campers up there. During fair, they're loaded,
Right.
but after that, maybe 3 or 4 campers a month.
How many slots do you have?
72.
Wow.
We pump that vault twice a year. And he's got the figures.
Why does she wanna get rid of the vaults?
I have no idea. She doesn't wanna pay taxpayers money to pump the vault twice a year.
Well, it's probably,
But she's retired in December, thank God.
let's say, it's probably way cheaper to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I keep telling her, but it goes in one ear and out the other.
I
I
mean,
almost
this-
wonder,
Again, I'm here to ask what's your suggestion of what you want me to do? Cause I'm trying to satisfy her as a health inspector for the county.
I don't think that we should be able to, or need to ask whatever staff we have employed to go up there and check and see how many people are using your sewer system or how many are using your water taps.
I can have Christine give her a monthly count every month of what's going on in the fairground.
So it's like a campground with
Yes.
amenities.
Yes,
Then why wouldn't you treat it just the same as the trailer park? Each one has a sewer and each one has a water tap.
because all of our campgrounds aren't full all the time like they are at the trailer park.
But that's not our problem.
Yeah, that's,
Not my problem either.
But I would say too, the trailer park's permanent.
Yes, and we're not.
And then, Paul, what's your recommendation? That's where I'm gonna go with it.
Originally, we talked about, they would have to put in some kind of a flow meter, so we could measure the flow actually going to the wastewater treatment plant. But then, I mean, there's plenty of room in the sewer plant, so it's just a matter of what you all wanna do.
Oh, then you wanted to talk about the chemicals for, that they use for RVs,
Right.
that you were afraid it might mess up your water treatment plant.
Right. For the
And
wastewater plant.
I totally get that too.
Right.
So.
I wonder if they put their request in writing to be further looked into, and maybe we do a little research into other RV parks to see how they handle that.
Okay, I'm
just
up to
suggesting-
anything because.
I mean, I don't feel like you feel like you're in a position to give a definite answer tonight. without
Right, no,
More information.
we need more information. I mean,
And again, I'm at a total loss, that I inherited that, this has been going on for 5 or 6 years.
oh, absolutely, yes.
And I've only been there temporary, so.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't know, the biggest thing is, what kind of kickback are we gonna get from the town? The people in the town,
Right,
And it's just-
now we got an email from the town asking a bunch of questions, but the only question that we couldn't answer was what size tap we need.
right,
I don't know.
exactly.
I have no idea whether I need a 3-inch or a 4-inch or a 2.5-inch. I have no idea.
Well, I think it would be all dependent on how the board wants to proceed.
I think we
So
need
do
to
you want
look at
to
all
do
the
some more,
options, you know,
yeah,
the
some
worst case
research?
scenario is, a sewer tap with every water tap.
and you
what is
said
that
there's
gonna cost?
72?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
And then also, I mean, if you have something, you know, in numbers to give to her, maybe she'll back down.
we already tried that. It's, to give it to Stacy.
Yes.
Yeah, we already did that. She's bound and determined for us to do something before she retires in December.
okay. Well, we can do some research into other,
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
Yep.
Because, you know, at this point, it's like, are we giving taps away or are we, you know, are we giving service away
yeah,
for free?
I'll look at,
Well, I don't have a problem paying for the tap if it's a reasonable amount of money.
yeah, but if we put 72 of them in, you're not gonna like that?
That's not 72 taps, that's one tap.
If they make the decision.
If they make the decision.
We know what you want.
Right,
What I would like.
what
yes,
You would like.
what you would like,
You know what you would like, but is that attainable?
right,
That's
so
what needs to be.
let me do some research of other fairgrounds that are similarly situated and see what they have going.
Yeah.
I'll kind of,
Well, like I said, over at Casey Jones Park, they had a 2,000 gallon vault. She made them put a regular two stage vault in there with a leaching field. It's right behind the camp administrator's trailer. You can see the tube sticking out.
okay, well, I'll reach out to other towns like us and kind of see where they're at and kind of get some ideas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Again, I'm in a loss and I don't know what to do. I inherited this business and a lot of other businesses.
Well, I mean, there's also an RV park coming in local here close by. Maybe we can tap into those people and see what they're planning to do too.
They have two septic systems already going for their trailer park. I just talked to her.
Did you?
Okay. Okay. Well,
When we know more, we'll let you know.
Okay,
yeah, I'll do some research and get back to everybody.
if you don't mind me visiting once in a while, I'll come back.
Okay,
I learned a lot here.
Well, you should- maybe come back next month, cause I'll have some answers.
Okay, I will.
How's that?
That'll work.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
You bet, thank you. Kim, you're back up.
Where are we at?
Financial, 2023 financial audit.
Okay, that is in your packet. I would just let you know this too. I've been here 3 years. Ronnie, I love Ronnie to death. He's not been in here in the years that I've been here to discuss this. I mean, he's asked if we need him to, but we haven't required him to. Everything that he wants to relay to you, he puts into his financial audit report. There's nothing in there that even if you voted as a board to revise, that he would revise. what he's put in there is Ronnie's findings of the financials for the previous year, period. And it's nothing to be approved by anybody else. He's just relaying to you what he found. And then I relay that over to the state.
Mhm.
The deadline to have that in was July 31st. And those were uploaded to the websites on July 30th. So you did meet all deadlines required.
So this is basically a formality. what
It's
we're-
basically a formality, so you know where you stand from the previous year. I do want you to look at. Find a page you wanted me to note, page 13, note 7. This has come up in the past as far as your reserve accounts. But by your agreement on the bonds, you would carry 120% on what those bonds are a year. For 2024, it should have been for water, $121,685. I'm sorry, that's waste. And for water, it should have been $196,790.40. The verbiage on there, if you read that under note 7, says that under those bonds, you make an agreement that you will carry that annually based on those. And he's acknowledging that we haven't done that. So that's the only thing I wanted to make sure you're aware of. Nothing has come of that. They are aware of it. I've already had conversations with CDP about it. They're not taking issue with it. But it's something that needs to be attained because under the verbiage of the bonds, it requires us to charge at a rate that allows us to attain that. Now, you're making strides toward that.
Yeah.
So they're fine with that. I just wanted you aware of that.
So
Ronnie
you're saying
wanted
that
you
the
aware
board
of
doesn't
that.
have to approve the audit,
No, Ronnie's not going to change it in any form or fashion.
and that it doesn't require the board's signature?
No, sir, it doesn't. I had to fill out a management letter. And send that to Ronnie that we're acknowledging what he's put in there is what he determines was the audit for the year previous, so.
I think we'll go ahead and do a vote, just
Yes, sir.
formality. I would entertain the motion to approve Ronnie Farmer's audit.
I will second that.
I guess I moved it. Huh?
I got you, did.
Okay.
Right out.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right, what's next? Budget committee selection.
And this is kind of about this one, right?
Well, there's 2 of them. Well, the other's not in there.
No, they're all, I put them both in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is where you're at right now as of August 8th.
Yeah.
With all
mid-year's
your
there,
line items.
And then the draft.
If you're looking at the red lines are where you're over budget. As of August 8th. I'm sorry, that is this one.
Yeah, it looks like this one.
Find it.
Yeah, it was more toward the front. I think I squished it in there. So it might be. Oh. Okay. They got it.
Okay, red line items are. Let's see. Red line items are where you're over budget. Yellow line items are. Things that you should not be paying. Because they're included in the operating agreement, however. That payment posted after the new year, so it fell on this. Year's. Financials. But that's actually something you budgeted for, but it fell under your operating agreement. Does that make sense? You guys put that in your budget, but then you did an operating agreement where that cost is included in your cost to the town. Green is something that was not previously included in your budget that should be included next year. And because it wasn't included in your budget, there was no way of calculating where you fall in budget with that. So the things that are in yellow should be taken out for next year because they're included in the cost of your operating agreement. But we need to get started on looking at that to meet deadlines this year, so,
And so the next 2 pages then is the draft. In that staple packet, it's the draft 2025.
We need to select a budget committee to go over that. That's just a very rough draft to get started on it, start a discussion on it. And, I was proposing that committee meeting date of Monday, September 2nd at 6. If that's okay with you guys.
I'll be on the committee, but I'll have to look at the date.
Okay.
I need to look at the date. But I'll go and check the committee.
Laura. Get on the.
Everybody's
No.
looking at you.
Laura.
No, no,
Come on, Laura. You're good at that.
I'm not good at finances. I don't know if I'll, well, let's see, there's a second.
That's a recommendation.
Yeah. Get the recommendation.
It's just a, yes, tentative suggestion.
And what day is that?
September
It's
2nd.
on there.
Of what's the date? What's the
I believe
date?
it's on-
Monday.
It's a what?
Monday.
Okay. Oh, June.
Tentative, you guys can go look at the date.
Is it Overton?
Yeah, it is.
No,
It
we'll
is.
change
Okay,
it then.
you lied.
Teresa, you can't make that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can make that.
And what's Labor Day?
So maybe the
I thought
next
Labor Day was
Monday?
the Monday before.
It's the first Monday in September.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not used to holidays, so that's no problem.
And I hate to do this, I signed these, I have not been feeling well today. The rest of the stuff on here, I don't think you need me. I would like to excuse myself from the rest of this meeting.
Okay. You go.
I'll send you an email. We'll figure out another day.
Here's your checks.
Thank you.
Okay. You go.
Sorry to hear that.
Yes.
You go.
I really like cooking. But
You don't let Andrew in the kitchen.
we'll all die.
My granddaughter said.
Now,
Okay,
Okay, let's
all right,
move on.
your date.
Okay, so,
Yeah, we've got a public
Yeah.
meeting.
Okay.
That's what we're waiting for.
what are we gonna find out what date?
I'll look for another date and I'll send you, some dates to choose from them
Okay.
with that,
All right.
in light of that.
Okay, so the last thing on here is your legal representation.
Yes. It's your recommendation, Lisa, Lisa Myers.
I did some checking and I asked around and a lot of people like Spencer Bank. She seems to be very reputable.
Okay.
And came highly recommended.
Okay.
I didn't know if you wanted to look around. I did look up the other three that were mentioned. It's hard to tell when they don't give monthly rates. You have to fill out a huge
Right.
survey on
Right.
what you want and what you want. So she's the one I really went in depth on and asked questions to outside people. So I don't know. I don't know that you can appoint tonight. I don't know what the procedure is, because we were supposed to be told, but that would be a good recommendation.
What about, putting an ad in the paper for bids? For a general council?
Well, you have to have a water district, so you'll have to make it very specific.
Well,
We are members of BidNet.
Yeah.
It's a governmental bidding platform. You can do an RFP for what you're seeking, and then those law firms would then submit proposals to you for what they're willing to charge for those services.
I think that would be the.
Yeah,
correct way to go.
I don't know anything about this person. I'm not, negating her experience or anything like that, but it is a very high amount for what your budget is.
Right.
I will tell you, our special counsel is $250 an hour and our general counsel is $150 an hour. You can get it cheaper.
Mhm.
So I think maybe putting out a bid requesting people to, submit might help a little bit.
I think that would. be
It'll give you more
wise.
to choose
Okay,
from.
Yes.
so do you want to table that
Yes,
one
let's table
until,
that.
okay, until we get some bids?
thank you, Kim, for suggesting that.
You're
That's
welcome.
very important to have a better pool.
It will give you a better. pool to choose
Well, at least
from.
it gives you options.
Right,
You could still choose to go with
Yeah.
Lisa.
but the more options we have, the better off it is.
Right.
Okay.
I do think we need legalize on the audit in that issue. I'm not sure that we're in compliance the way things stand today.
Well,
On the
You're
what?
not-
on the audit.
In all honesty, Tim, you're not we anymore, you're not on the board.
That's not true.
No, okay, I thought we accepted your resignation.
This authority voted to accept a proposed settlement. That settlement is not final, and I have not resigned.
Okay.
That aside, the board has to approve the audit and the board member has to sign it. That has not happened. I would recommend having an attorney look at that sooner rather than later.
I could give you Ronnie's phone number too, if you'd like to talk to him about it.
Sure, absolutely.
I'll send you an email tomorrow with contact information.
With this, I have time.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Probably not climbing onto lots of high stuff right now.
I'm restraining myself. Okay.
Okay,
I suppose we're supposed to accept White Bear's termination.
We haven't got anything other than what you've gotten.
Right.
That's why
yeah,
it's-
that's all we got.
Yeah.
And that, I'm concerned about that because it's not an official letter. That they wrote, actually, it's that email that George sent out. And, on that, it doesn't even have a date on it either.
Okay.
There's no date.
When we asked George today for a copy, that's what he said.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that I think since we signed back in 2018, that engagement letter, official engagement letter, they should send us an official resignation letter.
Okay.
You know, on their letterhead, signed officially by someone from White Bear and saying exactly when they're doing it. I mean, it's works both ways.
Okay. Sasha, do you have time to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Can
So
you
we'll-
do, would you like me to draft a letter to them requesting the records?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So we will table White Bear.
Okay.
Not sure what we're supposed to engage with Spencer Fain. That we haven't
You
already.
guys have
I already
already,
approved it.
Okay.
yeah.
But was
Yeah.
there, you were looking for a signed copy or something? But,
Yes,
oh,
but I think I got the signed copy.
well, but did Spencer Fain sign it? Cause that last copy I got, that they hadn't signed it. You had signed it, Gary.
I will
Teresa had
double
signed
check.
it, But they haven't signed it.
Okay, I will double check that one.
This is Jacob. I
Oh.
did send back a signed copy. I know I sent it to George, but I think I might have also sent it to Teresa, but I'll double check. Send it in the morning to the board.
Okay,
Thank
perfect,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
Welcome.
Is there any correspondence? Anybody? Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Whatever.
All in favor, say aye.
Okay,
All opposed, same sign.
okay, got it. So you entertained it, he firsted it, he
Yes.
seconded it, got it. Okay,
Motion passed.
okay. Okay.